What up, podcast peeps? Today in the studio, we've got William, also known as Billy, also known as Bill.
I never said Billy, but you can call me Billy if you want.
And today, what are we talking about?
So we're talking about LSD.
Drugs, yeah.
we're going to be talking about things like LSD, Molly.
How they open
shrooms.
your mind.
Yeah, basically.
How they make you see the world in a different light.
How to kickstart that journey, basically. But I think I don't want to put anybody off, because there might be people that are not into drugs.
Exactly, and we're not promoting them. That's not what we're saying.
No, I mean, you do your own research, but I think the values that I've kind of indulged in and grown into and try to emulate every day, they're from those experiences. Like, they were like fucking kickstarted right into it.
Okay, so we're going to talk about that, and then we might also get into like open relationships.
For sure. Yeah.
So drugs and open relationships.
That's
Welcome along for the ride.
Let's do it. I do want to preface this thing.
Yeah, of course.
And I don't know if a lot of people are going to relate to this, but so I think I have like the definition of this, like, essentially like an internet crush on you. Because when you first showed up, I don't know, in the fucking ether world, you just like, it's like, who the fuck is this chick?
That's what I do. I grab you and I latch on and I'm like, stay with me, people.
Basically a lot of, like, I feel like, again, like a lot of stuff in common and a lot of like, just, I like the vibe you put out and everything, and in a world where it's, okay, so let's say if we qualify you as like an influencer,
yeah,
albeit a debuting one or a starting one, like a lot of the shit you do is good for the planet, you know?
I just feel like it's real.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll look back at my posts from like 2 years ago and I'll be like, ugh, puke in my mouth, because I'm not at that stage. But it was really beneficial for me then. So I'm thinking of like a couple posts that let's say when I was 23 years old, I used to be like, oh, you guys should do this because the world needs more people like this. And I would preach a lot and I'd be like, guys, be more like this. But I needed to. So it was almost like every post was just a self-reflection post. Like, you need to do that. I need to be like this. But I kept like pushing it on people. Yeah. And now, like, in hindsight, I'm like, damn, like, now that I'm okay with me, I feel less like I don't need to, like, prove myself.
Yeah.
So my posts are a little bit more lighthearted. And now I'm just reaching people who are in the same position as me in life. And, man, you're already starting. Okay, we started this podcast, and he was like, I want to interview you.
Yeah. Fuck the routine, classic, you know, all right, I'm just going to sit here and get... Just interview me, like, I want to.
But I don't want to talk too much. But all this to say, like, I think that you reach the perfect people in life for whatever reasons. And maybe if you have an internet crush on me, that just means that you love growth and you love growing. Because I'm always that's the constant message is growth, growth. So you like growing. That would make sense.
Yeah, and you mentioned Tony Robbins and everything, which was like very much, I think it's just, I would assume it's good for everybody, but I guess some people are not about it or just don't care.
Oh, some people can't stand me.
Really?
But that's when you know that you're putting out messages that matter. That's what I feel.
And what do those people say?
Oh, I've gotten like, oh, she's really confident. Oh, wow, she's really out there. Oh, Justin, does it bother you that she's like this?
I love that.
Like, he has a hold on me. Like, he...
Oh, God, your girlfriend's doing shit.
Your girlfriend's fucking
so much.
loving herself. And I don't like it because I don't love myself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But whatever. Like, in one ear, out the other.
Yeah,
honestly.
Basically. Yeah.
So, let's talk about your drug trips. LSD. What's the first drug that you took, actually?
Okay, so...
Also, let's just say it's really hot in here, so if we start getting really fucking
hot... Yeah, we're not in withdrawal on heroin. We didn't just fucking strike up before...
And we're like...
So I really think, it's a good idea. I think
it's like 30 degrees in this room, and we're just really freaking hot. So
you made it sweat.
You can check this out on YouTube for all the podcast listeners.
That's right.
It's under Fiona Maynard. Anyways, so first drug you ever did.
So it's funny because I mean, it was weed, but... when I was in Sejep, we did these weed cookies, my friends and I.
Shit,
and
that's different than weed, dude.
It is. But I didn't know that. And so I bad tripped like nobody's business. Like, the weed thing just, I literally thought I was the devil with the reddest eyes you'd ever seen. Mm-hmm. It really created this idea that weed wasn't for me. But it wasn't just the cookies. Like, I had tried it again and again, just smoking a joint. Like, all my friends would be really chill, and I take one hit off a joint, and I literally almost called the police.
What?
One time. We were smoking weed at a friend's place. Everybody, you know, we all took hits off the joint, everything, and I did too. And I start freaking out. And I start like, just, you know, I'm like seeing I start having like this weird deja vu thing, but not in a good way. And I'm like, I don't think this is a good thing. I need to get out of here. I'm like freaking out.
Okay, how old were you too though?
I was
14?
I was like 18, 19.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so the whole point is that like weed quickly became my kryptonite. And because I tried it again and again, and it was okay. I'm gonna do one of the worst images you're ever gonna see, because there's this like this mental thing going on, but I also had like this physical reaction to weed. And it's not attractive, but it looked like this. Like I was just freaking out and doing this.
And for the podcast listeners, he is rubbing his titties / shoulders back and forth
like
with his arms
and
crossed.
my lips are like, and I'm just freaking out.
Okay, let me just say, as an avid weed smoker, I smoke weed every single day, and I do not have this like attraction to weed.
Right. Well,
maybe I do, but I don't show it that way.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll have to smoke up later and we'll see.
Yeah.
I'll have to see it. But I think it's the THC. The THC, because I think some people maybe might react to THC more than others.
So weed quickly was your gateway drug. Do you agree?
Not gateway, more like the opposite.
The drug.
No. Like I hated it.
Oh, you hated it?
Hated it. Yeah. This like, who thinks this is hot? Like no. And I wasn't chill. Like all my friends were like super chill.
And that happens to some people.
Yeah.
The opposite effect. They get super nervous.
Very paranoid. Like ridiculously paranoid. Like there's another time I was in the fetal position almost on the bed, literally thinking all my friends had hated me or like created this prank.
Yeah.
Like had to set this up. All this to say that weed wasn't going to be my thing. So then, and I'm glad I waited that long, because I think before that I was always scared of pills. Like the idea of like a pill was like this chemical, and like it's gonna kill me or whatever. But third year of university was the opportunity where hey, you want to do Molly? I was like,
Molly is ecstasy.
Yeah, although there's like different terms like Molly, MDMA, ecstasy.
Yeah.
I do think it's important to say that like in a world where it's non-regulated and it's from the fucking streets, you don't know what you're putting. So just the
fentanyl whole thing.
Yeah. Well, my little soapbox moment right now is that I would believe in definitely decriminalizing all drugs and I would vote for, if people want to buy Molly or MDMA, they buy it from a store where it's regulated and safe and they know what's in there, because so many people don't know what they're doing.
Honestly, though, I don't think that would change anything, because now even having weed regulated, like a lot of people don't buy their weed from the regulation, because first of all, it's not as good.
Right.
Second of all, it's not grown in the proper places.
I mean, I would argue that like chemicals. I mean, I know that personally for me, and maybe I don't know about others, but I would pay a little more for Molly bought from like essentially a store where I know what's going to be in it, rather than Steve at the corner of 11th and Jetty. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it depends. You know? Yeah, I guess it depends.
Because a lot of people, and that's the fentanyl thing. Like it's being spliced in a whole bunch of shit, and people in festivals don't know where they're getting it from, and it's my buddy's buddy, and then people die.
That's true.
You know, if it's from like a Molly SAQ or a Molly SQDC, anyway, that's just my opinion.
So you took Molly.
So I took Molly, and then that one was like, holy hell! Like I remember the metaphor was like, I feel like a captain on a spaceship, which was the best feeling in the world, because I felt like I was in control. I felt like I was almost like fully myself. I felt like I felt empathy for everybody, but at the same time, I felt this like confident kind of like,
I can handle it.
I can handle it. Yeah, it's kind of like, I can handle this.
I got you guys.
Yeah, exactly. I got you guys, you know. And not only that, but like I mentioned earlier, like off mic, you know, one of my best friends, I felt, you know, we had done Molly together it was both our first times, and we got past like certain hurdles in our friendship. There were some things I thought about that I thought he thought, and then just some kind of...
for instance, like you guys went into this experience of taking Molly with like baggage that you, if you were normal, couldn't talk about, but because you took these drugs, it was like you were both free and on the same vibration to be able to talk about all this baggage.
Basically, exactly, yeah. And we weren't alone. Like it was a good mix. It was like a mix for me. It was like a mix of, you know, friends from like almost like best friends from forever, and new people. So it was a nice little mix of like, and we're like, it was nice, like a bunch of dudes in the middle of summer in a studio in Montreal, sitting almost in a circle, talking about real shit and like being very emotional and vulnerable. And there was this dude I just met that night who was already talking about like having had depression for years, and I was like, and especially, I mean, this is like 2013 or something. Like, it's funny because even in 6 years, there's already been so much more work that's been done about like, getting rid of the stigma behind mental illness and everything. But at the time, not like even 6 years ago, there was still a bit more like.
You said mental illness, and I just looked at your shirt, and it had a smiley face with an astronaut spray painting the smiley face on, and it's just what a perfect shirt to wear here.
I love this shirt.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Go on. Yeah.
I'm glad you enjoy it.
So you can get on this deep level of like.
Yes, you can. Yeah. Although, but like again, like everybody's trip is different. Everybody's experience is different. But I've realized that with Molly, there's a couple options. So if you're in an introspective vibe, it's really great because it gets people. It just kind of kickstarts this like empathy overdrive, listening, communication, just feeling, hey, this world's a safe place and we can talk. Or if you're feeling like very physical, like dancing, you just go out, okay, like,
or going to like hallucinogenic raves.
Oh my god. And the thing that's sad for me at least, like if I want to go dancing, it sucks to say, but like I feel like I borderline need Molly, because I mean, I'd love to get into that headspace naturally. I'm hoping it's going to come with time, and honestly, maybe meditation will help me get there. But like, and I know there's people I see at raves or clubs that are just like
they're able to flip the switch.
I don't know if it's automatic like that or if they kind of work up to it. But I look at them, and I'm like, I'm so in my head still on this fucking dance floor, so in my head. And I'm looking at this person. I've literally asked people like, hey, are you on Molly? And they're like, no. And then I'm like, oh, which doesn't really make me kind of feel better, because I'm like,
you never want to get to a point where you need something to feel the way you want to feel, because then that's dependency.
Yeah, exactly.
But then when you use it as an accessory to your happiness, but then that's a slippery slope. That's actually, I wrote a song, Beautiful Day. It's a beautiful day to get wasted. It's a beautiful day to get high.
Right.
Sunglasses on my face, I'm elated. The only way I can disguise my eyes. And that whole premise was like,
drugs. You're on drugs.
I'm on drugs.
I just thought it was a sunny day with your sunglasses.
No.
You're high as fuck.
I was high,
your pupils are really high.
Yes.
Now I get it.
And the whole purpose of that song is to say like, just have fun. Just like maybe if you do a drug, don't judge yourself for it. But it could be like you're encouraging yourself, oh, you're just doing it for fun. And then boom, you spiral into this fucking thing, and then you realize, holy shit, this is my 35th day in a row taking the same drug. Now I have a problem.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, again, like the reason I describe like Molly or basically any kind of drug like that is because it's not good for you. Like, it's not fucking good for your body, and you want to. I describe them as a Kickstarter. Like, it just kickstarts you into that kind of zone.
Woke state.
Basically woke state, exactly. But what I take from that is that the whole game is to try to incorporate woke state naturally. So that, I mean, that's why I'm glad I did the Molly trip, or the Molly trips rather. But
and the LSD and the acid.
Yeah, I mean, LSD and shrooms and
the heroin. No.
And then the heroin. No, the heroin. I haven't. No. That's a whole other level.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you've been in those kind of woke states, in your day to day, you can almost like physically get there naturally.
Yeah.
But
it takes having that woke state to begin with.
It helps.
I think so too. Yeah. Honestly, like I've done a lot of drugs in my life, and I think that I have the filter I have today because of those bad trips or because of those good trips.
So you've done weed.
So okay, I do have a little brother and sister, but fuck it.
Fuck it.
They'll know. They'll know.
Wait, how old are they?
13 and 14.
Do you know how many gangbang?
No. But they live in the middle of fuckware. Exactly.
They have masturbated to so much nasty shit.
Yeah, dude. They showed me fish porn the last time they were here, and they were 12.
I don't even know that.
Do you know what I was expecting?
What?
I was expecting fish.
Actual fish.
Fish having sex. No.
Oh,
it was human and fish.
Oh no!
Yes. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Dude. Yeah.
I'm glad this curveball happened.
No, I'm not.
Wait, I'm sorry. How do you have it?
So like, let's just picture a fish on your dick. That's it.
So that
the head of the fish on your head.
Are we talking tuna?
I don't know,
or
dude.
Salmon? Or is it like a goldfish?
It's
Like
a
a bunch of
piranha.
goldfish.
Let's stop it there. It's a piranha. Okay. So
I like your family now.
So I'm thinking of this one time where I did Salvia, okay? This is probably the craziest fucking hallucinogenic because I was telling you I'll never touch a hallucinogenic after having done Salvia. Salvia is an incense that you smoke that is the craziest trip ever for a short amount of time. Yeah. It lasted 4 minutes. I swear to God, this trip was like 4 hours, but it was the worst thing ever. I was in a safe space, but it was kind of like a party, but I was with really close friends. However, there were 8 people. So that's a lot of people, and only 2 of us were doing it. So it's a lot of outsiders looking in, and that's what tripped us up. So we were on the couch, me and my uncle, actually, and we were staring at this poster.
Wait, your uncle did?
He's like 5 years older than me. So
are you Daenerys Targaryen? Okay, have you watched Game of Thrones?
Yeah, and some of it. But the first episode. So I need to get
some
into
of it.
I need to get into that series. Right. Anyways, so we were staring at this horse painting on the wall right across from us. So I take my hit, and you hold it for a really, really long time. And then he takes his hit. He held it for a really long time. All of a sudden, we blow out, and boom, the beautiful horse starts galloping. I'm riding the horse. Amazing flowers surround the horse. I'm having this wonderful trip down the land, singing, everything, okay? All of a sudden, people start laughing, and my uncle's with me, and we're having a great time. We're both on the same high vibrations, whatever. Then people start laughing at us. All of a sudden, I see a look of fear in his eyes. His eyebrows curve up like he's sad, and I look at him, and then I start getting sad. We hold each other's hands, and I swear to God, we were spiraling into darkness. We were like, oh no. We were probably shaking on the couch. This was the worst experience I've ever had. Wait. However, it changed my view of the world because I can see now that the world has these crazy moments happening within it. Right. So it gives you a higher level of knowledge, in my opinion, to do these drugs. Think of artists. All the artists who have created amazing magical music have been high on fucking everything, dude.
Probably. Yeah. Well,
tangent over.
Well, I'm curious because you said it was the worst trip. It sounded really nice.
No.
Horse part and everything.
It was horrible. I had to, right after the trip, I had to leave the room, go lie down in bed, and just not move for about an hour.
Yeah. How old are you?
17.
Anyway, that's 13. I'm just gonna.
No, I was probably 16.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're waiting for me to go lower. No, I was doing it. You're silence will make her go an age lower. No.
No, I hear you. Okay, I got you. But it's funny because Salvia is not something I've done, but now
now you're I want to fucking try this shit.
I forgot about Salvia. I forgot about that one. I think so. Another belief I think you have when on these kind of trips, especially hallucinogens, is that one of the thoughts I had was if this state exists, then that means that whatever reality we live in now is not the ultimate reality. It's for again, to people that have never done it, it sounds hokey pokey, and it did to me, and I was like, what? You were just fucking high, but
you were just fucking high.
And honestly, you were high, but the feeling was there, and ultimately, I think ultimately it's about what you do with that kind of feeling.
Yeah, and we were talking about this. Yeah. You can get there through meditation. I seriously believe that.
Do you meditate?
I don't, but I can click into very a deep, almost a trance state, almost instantly, dude. We could do it right now, if you wanted, and it's just
we could try it.
You feel.
Should we try it?
Do you know where it comes from? Utmost silence and being in the moment entirely, where right now you don't need to speak. You can touch another person or touch your fingers together. You feel the vibrations and hear everything around you, the cars outside,
the buzz in the room,
breathing, mouths moving, and to be able to just surrender to your environment and realize that you're one with it, that's a woke state.
It is.
Yo, I just realized that the title of this episode is going to be Woke State.
Which sounds like your album.
Yo, your rap album. Woke State.
I mean, it's an idea.
Yo.
But, yeah.
But anyways, the fact that you were able to like bring your energy to a different level right there, it also is a different level of like intelligence. It comes from surrendering and not needing to be in control. Today, everyone needs to be in control. Everyone needs to like, you know, have that next question lined up in their head after the person's done talking, so that that moment of silence doesn't happen, so they don't feel awkward, so that they feel honestly though. Yeah. It's crazy that like you just surrendered there, because I could feel that you were really on that level with me. How do you feel about that?
Well, I feel good. I mean, this is reminding me again. You're the 8th reminder that I'm getting from the universe these days about meditating.
8th? Wow.
I'm sorry. Second, first, if you look back, you know, if you look at time differently. Okay. But I mean, I do want to meditate more, but I mean, it's really cool that you say you don't meditate, but then
because I don't need it.
Oh, that's why you brought that up, that you don't need it. Okay, let's question that for a fucking second.
Let's question that for a fucking second.
Yeah, because I would argue that my impression was that meditation was something you kind of practice over time, and can I tell you a quick story?
Of course.
I mean, there's a long version, but I'm gonna wrap it up. Okay.
Wrap it up before you start.
I'll wrap it up before I start it.
Okay.
2.5 years ago, I met this girl that I fell in love with, like everybody else. Yeah. She was this kind of like more quiet, spiritual type. She wasn't over her ex. I became a rebound despite us not trying to do that. Ironically, I became that, and I was still so in love with her, and then there's something horrible happened. I hit on her sister to try to make
her jealous, to make her want you.
Yeah, and it was even more justified. It was like even more justified than that. It's horrible. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
So literally, my brain. So I was so in love with this girl, but I was also very conscious. I need to fucking steer this ship somewhere else. Like I want to. I like it's not gonna work here.
She doesn't love me, then I'm gonna fucking go find someone.
Exactly,
yeah, of course. Such a natural thing.
Yeah, exactly. So my brain, and she has a sister, who's very smart, and they're both kind of similar. And literally, my brain, this is an actual thing. My brain convinced itself that
love the sister.
Yeah, it didn't work out with the sister, or the girl.
Second best.
But it wasn't even second best. It was more like
turn second best to first best.
It was more like with the first girl. It's not going to be a sexual relationship. It's going to be like a family thing. But with a sister, that makes sense. Okay. That's going to be a sexual relationship. That's going to be the first girl was never meant to be like my wife. She was meant to be my close sister-in-law. Yeah. This is what my brain said to me.
No, you create these little justifications to make your actions feel better.
Right. Hence, I hit on the sister. Original girl thought it was so weird and shitty and wrong and with right, and so she just felt very uncomfortable in our relationship, and we just parted ways essentially. So I basically over the years I had these moments of trying to reach out to her, and eventually I got over her, which took a while, but eventually I did. And actually really just recently we just reconnected, and she has developed her spiritual side, and so she meditates a lot, and she told me that over a year and a half she can feel her fucking psychic energy almost spill out of her.
Oh, that's so fucking crazy that you just said that, dude.
Yeah,
because someone just told me that she was meditating and her anxiety ball started in the stomach and came up all the way out of her mouth until the ball left her body. That really weird.
Sounds kind of like what, and so, I mean, third eye shit as well. Honestly, she says that she's because she meditates a good amount and she's practiced and she's gotten better at it, basically. However a sense of getting better at meditation is, because I think a lot of people are put off by I'm not good at meditation, but the whole point is not to be good at meditation. It's
to surrender.
Exactly. So that's why I'm arguing against your I don't need to meditate, because.
I think that my only reasoning for saying that is because you can't fucking think that everyone's gonna fit in one of box, meditation's gonna work for every single person. No, I believe that it'll work for the people that it needs to work for. So for me, I don't like sitting still. Like, and it's fine. That's the whole point of meditating. It's like, we'll be with the silence, see what comes up. And it's important. But my form of meditation, which I do almost like 3 hours a day, is writing. And in that, of course I meditate. I sit down, one with my thoughts, except rather than just watch them, sometimes I'll watch them, but I'll put them to paper. And that is my therapy. It's literally my therapy. It's how I've healed myself. And so without writing, I would probably go to meditation. But I feel like meditation is that general like solution for people who don't have their thing, which helps them, which my thing is writing. So if you don't have your thing, I would say meditate, dude. It's going to show you a lot. It'll reveal a lot. You'll close your eyes. Things will come to you. I think it's a powerful thing and a tool that everyone should use. However, if you found your thing, like dancing's my therapy because I shut off and I'm one with myself. I found dancing. I found singing. I found writing. Whatever you find that helps, do it. But if you haven't found the thing, definitely meditation is that opening door for like your shit.
Right. You know, this is intriguing stuff. And again, like I'm fucking at all an expert on this shit.
Dude,
obviously,
nobody is.
Well, I guess some people.
Yeah, I guess
some people are.
Some people, but I mean,
a bit
like
more experience.
Yeah.
But I mean, and again, like this is
just
for you.
opinions.
And it's opinions, and maybe you know what's wrong with maybe you know if you start, let's say if I start meditating and then I get an idea for something like a like for my comedy or for then oh no, I need to keep meditating.
Then snap out of it and fucking
not,
do your...
Just do it, who am I going to punish? My psychic self? Like, no.
Or like sometimes I tried this app Headspace, which was like last year or whatever, or at the beginning of the year. And then I'd like put these weird challenges. Oh, today I did 5 minutes. Okay, tomorrow I'll do 10. Tomorrow I'll do 20. And I was like trying to prove myself something. And I fucking hated it. And I was like, dude, why am I putting myself through this if I fucking hate it? For what? Just to like show myself I can meditate? No, fuck that. I hate it. So I stopped. So do what you like. If meditating is gonna make you so upset, don't meditate. It's just dumb. Like, who are you trying to prove what to?
Right.
Unless you just don't want to deal with your shit and you're not meditating because you don't want to see what's gonna come up. That's another issue. I was just bored as fuck. I was like, dude, what am I doing?
Okay.
Like, and I had a lot of shit.
Isn't that your shit though?
It is your shit, but I didn't like dealing with it like that. And so the way that I dealt with it was through this podcast, creating this where people would fucking ask me questions to make me deal with my shit. So like, create your world to benefit you. If you fucking are gonna sit down on the bed and hate your life meditating, that's gonna make you more upset and make you more fucking frustrated with your entire life. How about you deal with your shit in a way that makes you happy? Like this podcast, dude. People make me deal with my shit all the time on here. And I'm like, oh fuck, I didn't think that. But thanks for asking me that question.
Right, I hear you. Okay, I do think we can, because I think one of the things about meditation, from my research or whatever, what I was reading up on meditation and everything, it's because it's like this inner thing. And I understand like being bored, but what if like, if you'd gone on another 10 minutes, then your mind reached a point where, oh shit, this, like a lot of interesting stuff is coming up. And like, oh shit, I don't hate this. Like, what if that's the thing? Because I do hear you that like the meditation box might not be for everybody, but
I think that if you've tried everything, as long as you're actively trying to deal with your shit, that can be a justifiable excuse as to why you're not meditating. But if you're not doing meditation and you're not doing anything else and you're fucking complaining in life about all the shitty shit that's happening to you, just fucking meditate and like get into your own head and see what the hell's going on.
Yeah. Because I hear a lot. I mean, I hear there's a lot of stuff that can like come up that can be. And a lot of people think that it's like, oh no, I'm not good at meditation, or.
And no, it has nothing to do with not being good.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so.
Anyway.
I truly, just on like the drugs thing, I guess to wrap it up.
Yeah.
I would not say go do drugs. Like I'm not gonna be like an advocate for drugs, but I will say that the people that I've met in life who have done several drugs and the people that haven't done drugs, there is an enormous gap in the wokeness of their state.
That's like, a pretty bold statement. Cause really?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to throw people that don't do drugs under the bus. I'm sure I'm trying to think of people that don't do drugs that are. It's about experience. You cannot ever talk to me about LSD if you have not taken it.
no matter how much research you've done, if you've not experienced it, you cannot ever talk to me about being raped and how all the side, if you have not experienced it.
Right.
You cannot talk to me about something if you have not experienced it.
Right.
This is coming from someone who has a podcast talking about a lot of shit that she's never experienced, okay?
Yeah.
But the only reason I'm talking with these people is because they've in some way have experienced it, and I want to live that life through them. So all this to say, the people who have done drugs are coming from a place of experience, so they have something to share.
Yeah. Well, on that note, I mean, I will share that I've only done acid once, but I do think once is
enough.
Once can be enough because once you do it, it literally changes your fucking perspective on life. You get into this high vibration where you see fucking.
You were talking about different layers of humanity.
Different layers of humanity, or like in the sense of more like in the sense of like everything's a cycle. God, it's really trippy. Like I was seeing in this crazy ass image. This is a trippy fucking image. I was seeing this image of like myself turning into my dad, turning into his dad, turning into his dad, turning into his dad, like going all this crazy shit and just seeing the world from like this upper place, which you could probably define as divine or godlike or whatever it may be, but it just put me in this zone. Okay, so
this like omnipresence.
Kind of. I can be more specific if you want.
Sure.
So on that one particularly, it was like, so it's 12 hours. It's a full day. You don't do it like you don't
just
take
thinking that it's gonna last for 3 hours.
Yeah, you don't do like two tabs of acid before you want to work, unless you want to be
fired.
Yeah, exactly. You want again, set and setting is important. Like you want to get a safe space, people that you trust, love. You can feel like you can kind of relax. Like you don't want to be in this zone where like, I don't know these people. I mean, I tip my hat to people that do like LSD and music festivals and stuff because I don't know if I would feel comfortable with that. Like it's
just too many people.
Too many people, and you're like, whoa. Like I don't know. I mean, some people can do it, and that's fine. And again, like people's trips are different. Like I know one girl who did acid, and she was like, oh yeah, it was just trippy lights. I'm like, there's no intense emotional examination of your own soul and body. No, it was really colorful lights and fun.
Maybe it wasn't LSD too.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Every experience is also different.
Every experience is different, and maybe she's not the type to kind of like really examine her own shit. True. I mean, honestly, some people don't give a fuck about that kind of stuff.
That's true.
You know. Anyway, so my first part of the trip was like this very like warm. Shit was funny, like this, like we were laughing, we were like making jokes, but we weren't just laughing about the jokes. We were laughing that we were laughing together. It was like this very warm, like it was very nice. And then the second part was like, oh shit, kind of like
over the edge.
Well, just like whoa, this part's kind of scary, and like I'm just starting to think about like the bad things that have happened in life and humanity, and just kind of like. This sense of like not dread, but like this
fatality.
This kind of part's kind of heavy, or like But then I'll never forget this. Like, and that was and that because in that part like that included like my examination like with my dad and everything, and like just going back like in time and stuff. But then the third part, and this is the beautiful part, was this sense of like everything's gonna be okay. Like this sense of like, hey, it's all gonna be okay.
Yeah.
And the music, oh my god.
Music
on LZ is
music on anything, dude. Weed.
Yeah.
How do you think I'll write my music?
Oh yeah. How often do you smoke weed? Like do you wake and bake?
It depends on the day if I'm like doing anything. If it's my rest day, 100% yes. Yeah. But if I'm going to the gym, I won't get high before the gym. Okay. But like I love weed. Honestly, I'm an advocate for it. I really do believe that like it's medicine, and I think that it should be used as medicine if you're like unhappy, or if you just like need an extra lift. Like I really believe in weed. I think it's like made me such a happy person. Really? And like I have a little brother and sister, right, who are 13 and 14. Well, my whole life I've like hid that from them, and I've been like, oh, you know, I don't think that I would ever let them. Yeah. Now I'm like waiting till they turn an appropriate age, so I'm like, okay, I want to give you your first joint. Right. Like no joke, dude.
Because what was pre-weed Fiona like?
There's never been a pre-weed Fiona. 12 years old.
You started smoking weed as well?
Yeah.
But I mean, like, Okay.
Yeah, I've never not smoked weed.
But you said that it changed your life.
So for instance, let's say that like whenever I'll forget about weed, maybe let's say that like I'll go a year with like forgetting about weed, and I'll realize that like I'm in a bad place, like my mood is very bad, like the shit that's going on in my life is so important, but at the same time it doesn't fucking matter, but I'm making such big deals of things. Then I'm like, oh shit, weed exists. And then it comes back in my life for a very good amount of time, and I'm like, oh yeah, things are awesome, I forgot. Weed has always changed my life. Like it's always made me so happy.
Yeah.
And like I'm not like high right now, and I'm not like, oh, I can't wait till this podcast ends so I can go smoke. But I'm like, oh, tonight I can't wait to see what kind of ideas I'm gonna think about when I'm high. So it's not even like, oh, I can't wait to like inhale. It's like, I can't wait to see what my high self is going to think about tonight.
Yeah.
Because I access this different level of like the world.
Right.
And like these lyrics that come to my head, they're all in me. I'm not saying that without weed I couldn't write beautiful lyrics. I'm just saying that it's easier to click in.
Yeah.
To that, like,
right. No, I'm officially a little jealous because weed has been my kryptonite, and I don't know if it's the THC thing or whatever it is, but
it's just probably bad weed. Like, I could give you a really good joint and you'd be like, oh fuck.
I'd be down to try.
Dude, I'm not saying that I'm like just like a weed lover. Like, I'm like a weed expert. Like, Excel document about the types of different weed that like I smoke, what kind of side effects it gives you. Like, oh, this gives you the pasties. This gives you like a really good high. Okay, never gonna buy that one again. Like, oh, different from BC.
Really?
Like, yeah, I love weed, dude.
Nice.
I love weed.
Shit, well, okay. I mean,
So I would say that it's just been your experiences. How many have you had on weed? Like 5?
Yeah.
Okay, then you need to like get on that. I'm telling you.
To smoke weed more?
Like, just to like try different strains. Don't like exit off and be like, oh, weed's not for me. Like, I would be just say.
Is there something to this THC thing that I might be very allergic to THC?
Maybe, but like also THC. There's different levels and percentages. So maybe you just had really high percentage of THC that fucked you up.
Maybe.
But yeah.
Like, last time I smoked weed, I took a tiny puff. And like 10 seconds later I get up and I'm questioning fucking reality. I'm like, God damn it. And this is like a year ago. It's like, fuck, because I can't blame it on being 18.
Who were you with? Were you with people
One of my really good friends, like very safe
just
environment.
Them?
Yeah, it turned out fine. I do have a crazy story about that, but I don't know if I can share it on mic.
But yeah, I think it's just a matter of like trying it. Don't give up on weed. I think weed is very, it's your friend, you know? Just picture a big bag of weed being like, hey, Harold and Kumar style.
Smoke me up.
So we got like 20 minutes left, so we should get into a little bit of.
Can we not go past an hour?
We can go past, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we could go past, but
What?
Yeah, let's transition into our open relationship talk.
All right.
So you asked me about this before the podcast started because you're like, oh, I'm really thinking of venturing off into open because you think that it's like your.
I think I'm.
You said this. You're like, I think it's in my genetics to be in an open relationship. Yeah. Explain that.
Well, okay, so and going back to even like when I was a teen, I really have never been the type of person. Okay, I'm gonna pat myself on the back a little bit. I'm gonna pat myself on the back for a second.
I'll pat you on the back as well.
But you haven't heard what I'm going to say yet.
Oh.
But I appreciate the pre-pat.
But you didn't hear what you had to say.
Well, I know what I'm going to say.
Okay.
But I appreciate the pre-pat. It's very nice of you. I've never been a slut shamer. Like in high school.
Slut shamer?
Yeah. And in high school, it's for a guy, it's pretty cool to be a slut shamer. Like it's natural to be a slut shamer. Like, that girl's a slut. Blah, 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 like it was a very natural thing for guys to slut shame, basically.
Well, of course, and then there's double standards because the guys can sleep with as many girls as they want, and they're fucking awesome. They're not man whores. They're studs.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah.
Drives me crazy. But anyways.
The face you made was very slutty.
Okay, go
on. All right. So I've just never been. That's never been in my DNA. Like I've never been the way to perceive girls that way. I was always kind of okay with girls having very active sex lives, and you know what? To be honest, I think deep down it either kind of like I thought it was cool / kind of turned me on. Like I think as a teen I appreciated like what's the word, like empowered female sexuality, just empowered females and just they take control of themselves and their bodies, and then like that they just feel good about like basically sex positive girls.
Yeah,
I was always about that. So I was never the type to how do like, I could get jealous, but only if I was made to feel shitty or jealous or non-desired or non-valued. So my quote on that is like,
that's huge.
Is like, as long as I'm invited to the party. You know? That's the way I see it. Like, and even then, like, as long as I feel valued and desired.
As long as you're not like shunned away at the door.
Yeah, like if my girlfriend's like chatting up 3 dudes and then she like treats me like shit, like and unless that's like some kind of weird scenario that we're you know, unless that's some kind of fucking role play or whatever. But if it's real life, then that's not gonna make me feel good. I'm like, okay, well, obviously there's something wrong in our relationship that she's doing that. Exactly. Yeah. But hey, if I'm invited to the party, like I'm okay with like if she's attracted to other guys. And the other, I mean, I guess the other side of that is that I've always been the type to be able to separate love and sex, and I think, you know, I think again, the way I see it is like, hey, if they come together, that's really great. But I think desire happens across the board, and I've been the type to, I can feel trapped easily. Oh yeah. In a relationship, or if I don't feel like, because, you know, if my girlfriend tells me that she had these sexual desire for some other guy, to me, honestly, as long as I don't feel, as long as I keep feeling valued and desired, I'm okay with it. Like, it's fucking fine.
I think that's it. You're definitely right about the genetic thing, because, okay, like,
some people are
metaphorically speaking, because some people, no matter if they're jealous people or not, they're territorial,
very one-on-one, like very,
or
like,
very traditional and like loyal. So like breaking this bond that we formed together, this is like detrimental. We're gonna die alone then. Right. What do we even have then if it's just not me and you? We're gonna die like what? And then it gets into this crazy thinking that's very possessive and like so I think we're speaking the same language just because we're both like that, like free spirits, free souls, like. Yeah.
Have you always been that way, or?
I've always been that way, and really? even when I was little, you know, like I was actually with Justin when I was younger, and we were first loves from 13 to 17.
Wow.
So like first lost virginities.
For a free spirit, that's pretty fucking fairy princess traditional.
It's very, but then within that relationship, I would find myself wanting to go elsewhere, like wanting to explore. So the last year of our relationship.
From 13 to 17?
13 to 17, yeah. So then the last year of our relationship, when I was like 16, 17, whatever, 14, 15, 16, 17, I would go elsewhere. And then, you know, we would call that cheating and stuff, but I had always been on the same page with him. Like, I want to do this. And then Justin would be like, oh, I want to let you do that, you know? And so...
At 16, that's pretty fucking woke.
It's woke, but like, I always knew I was like that. I always wanted to try different things with different people and like be that way because like, that's how I was. Right. And then, you know, like, I haven't had very many serious relationships. I've only had 2 serious relationships, but I've had different sexual experiences with men and women. Right. So like...
I'm sorry, women?
Oh yeah. You don't know I'm bisexual?
No, I knew that.
Okay. I'm sorry, women?
I was playing the part of shocked.
Yeah, so I think it's just about like being okay with being judged. That's what open relationships come down to, because it's like your family's not going to understand, your friends are not going to understand. Don't expect them to. As long as you and your person that you're set up with understand it, fucking go forward with it.
At 16,
that was pegged as cheating because we didn't understand our relationships.
I didn't know what the fuck my left toe was doing.
Exactly.
At 16, those are complex emotions.
But in hindsight, it always makes sense now that I could only ever be in an open relationship, because I'm never ever going to feel free if I'm just monogamous.
But so many people...
Or married. This is like ever. Never.
But so many people interpret that as like, oh, well, you...
Oh, so she a thought. She a thought. That's what they call it.
So that means that your boyfriend's not good enough for you, or...
Exactly.
Yeah, they always...
It's like, no, dude, I would just leave my boyfriend if I didn't fucking love him. Yeah. Like, no, dude, it just means that I'm interested in a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
As weird as that is, like, I can see the beauty in every human. Like, I can, like, look at a human and be like, that's a beautiful quality in everyone. Even if someone's like, they're fucking disgusting or they're fucking ugly. The only time that I'll call someone fucking ugly is because of their damn personality. And I'll literally view them as ugly because of how they are.
Yeah.
If they treat people like shit, if they are players, if they make people jealous, I'll literally, they'll be like this beautiful godlike human, and they will start to turn into like fucking gremlin because of their personality and how they conduct themselves.
But you know
it's a serious thing.
Yeah. But you know the kind of ironic thing is that, you know, those so-called gremlins, a lot of them, you know, whatever they're doing is because of their own pain or trauma or fucking, you know, they themselves.
Yeah, but you know what? A lot of the times they choose to not handle it, which makes them ugly because they're choosing the easy way out, which is to not deal with their problems. And a lot of people choose the easy way out and don't deal with their problems. That's what and then they complain. Yeah. And then they bash other people because they've got so much stuff going on, but they don't want to face their own fucking ugliness. Yeah. So then they put that ugliness out in the world. You got to call what it is.
Yeah, I've always avoided those people, but I don't know if I would be in situations where I'd be like, I'd want to confront it. I mean, probably it would be a good thing to be like, hey, you know, you're being ugly right now, and that kind of, as weird as that sounds, but and I'm gonna sound like Buddha here for a second, but like.
Buddha's the only fucking religion that I actually agree with. Because this being in a woke damn state.
He's pretty woke. You just look at him. He's pretty woke.
Yo, can someone comment how many times we've said woke in this podcast? Because that'd be amazing.
It's too bad that it's the same. It's got the same cultural signification as like the fucking dab or whatever. Like woke, dude. But it's good to be woke. Like it's just to awaken.
Awoke is a word. Awoke. He awoke. So just he woke.
Oh yeah, he awoke. Yeah,
he's woke.
True. Yeah, he's woke.
So anyways.
This morning. Anyway, like okay, so those people, but like if you keep going, like those people
can be beautiful.
Yeah,
they just have to put the work in.
Okay. That's all I'm trying to get at.
Oh yeah, they're not fucking ugly forever.
That's great.
They just need to put the work in, dude.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all I'm saying. Like you're ugly right now. Put the work in.
Yeah.
Shit.
And everybody's on their own journey, and you can't really like push people to.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I'll steer clear of the ugly ones.
Yeah,
and I don't mean looks. I don't mean looks when I say ugly.
Thank God for most
guys. I mean personalities.
You did. So okay, but all right, hold on. What would you say is your biggest flaw?
My biggest flaw?
Yeah.
My vanity.
Is that true?
Oh yeah, I cannot walk past a mirror without looking in it.
Now I wonder how much is that's like nature versus nurture.
Oh no! Like I'm obsessed with myself.
You need to look perfect.
No. I just need to look at myself. It's very weird.
I'm trying to tone down your flaw, but you keep fucking
No,
making
I know.
it worse.
No, listen. And what's amazing about this is that like I've done a lot of work on myself to actually extract all the flaws, all the things that I hate. So I'm able to talk about them so freely because I've accepted them.
Yeah.
And I know them and I appreciate that they're flaws.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, well, nobody can be perfect. So I might as well just share my flaws.
Right. You share it openly and even like you seem to kind of like take joy in
I do because we all have them. So
that's
like
true. So and that's I mean sorry to interrupt you for a second, but that seems like a pretty tame flaw.
Oh, well then I have other flaws, dude. I hate teamwork because I don't think that people can do things as well as I can.
Type A personality?
Oh yeah. I frequently cut people off if they're not for my podcast because like I need to let them talk. Sorry. But like in normal conversations, if someone's taking too long to just spit it out, I'll just say the last thing so I can get it over with because I don't want to waste time. I have a lot of flaws, dude, and I know a lot of flaws about me, but I'm not scared to say them because I've already accepted them. So that's what I mean by it. Just do the work, know your flaws, try to work on them like when you can. Yeah. But at the same time, I think I've been using my flaws to like benefit other people. So like this whole like really self-absorbed, like not self-absorbed because I do care a lot about other people, but this vanity and like caring so much about looks and stuff. I asked my higher self, which I can talk to you about. I asked my higher self, why is physical appearance so important to you right now in this moment within the last month or two, ever since I started music? And my higher self answered, because right now you're at the crux of your life where you need to figure out exactly who you are before the world tells you who you are. So you better fucking tell them who you are. So dyeing my hair pink, fucking creating my style, acting the way I want so that the world can't tell me who I am. So I tell you who I am. And that's why physical appearance right now is so important to me, because it's a reflection of my insides, my style, the creation, the impact that I want to make on the world right now comes from like what I want to put out there.
It's really funny you say that, because I do actually relate to that very specifically. So it's been a year, like last summer, I had a moment where I literally decided my look, but it wasn't like who am I? It's more like, this is who I am. And it just dawned on me, I fucking love to wear black. And not only that, the few moments I had that I had the opportunity in my life to like wear a little eyeliner, I fucking loved it, and it just dawned on me like,
why am I not always wearing eyeliner?
Basically. And you know what? I've never felt more like myself.
Exactly. Yeah. And like you asked me before the podcast, like, oh, you didn't bring it up. Why didn't you ask about my eyeliner? First of all, that's one of the first things that I noticed about you on your page when I scrolled on social media. I'm like, oh, he's wearing eyeliner. I'm like, oh, in a lot of his videos, I'm like, oh, this is just his style, which I appreciated because it's part of you and you've like accepted it. And I already knew that. So when I saw you, it was so natural. It was like, oh, hey.
Great.
But like, it's cool that like, I love seeing people with style, man, because it's like, they're not scared to express that. But I'm not saying that the people without style is not cool. It just means that maybe they haven't like taken the time to explore that.
That's true. Yeah, I think, okay, I'm glad we're also talking about this, because this is a curveball, but I'm really enjoying, because you know what, about fashion and like style and everything, I have the theory and I have the idea that a lot of guys, basically, especially like straight guys, it's like uncool to think about these kinds of things, and like whatever, just a shirt and that, or just to not question it, or just to go with like, oh, it looks, well, this is a good look for a guy, like a very fucking cliche, like general vibe. And so where it would be weird for a straight man to like care about this shit. Like, oh, like what kind of straight guy? Literally, I bought 2 fucking eyeliner pencils. I have like 3 at home.
That's fine,
yeah,
dude.
But I'm so glad. But like, who does that? Like, who, as a straight guy, it never happens. Like, where there's no class for like fucking how to do your eyeliner for guys, or
YouTube.
I mean, yeah, I guess no YouTube for sure. But I mean, like in high school, or there's no like kind of like movement for it.
Well, there's no for women either.
I guess not. That's true. Yeah.
But
at least like amongst girls, you guys can talk about it or learn how to do it.
But because it's not spoken about with guys, you're kind of just like fending for yourself, like
basically,
creating this path.
Exactly, and there's no like there's no talk at all about this kind of stuff like style or fashion, whatever. You kind of figure it out, and it's like, it sounds weird to bring it up like amongst guys, like guys, I was like thinking of, but I'm hoping that's gonna change.
But yeah, it is cool to talk about style.
I mean, again, and to be. And I'm glad you mentioned like it's just because like you don't have like this flamboyant style or whatever. Like,
Me?
No, I mean like in general, like just because somebody doesn't have like a clear flamboyant style doesn't mean that they're a fucking loser or that they don't know how to dress or whatever. To me, I think what you were mentioning and what I kind of seem to be mentioning is that like it's cool to feel more and more like yourself. Yes. And you, like you mentioned, like to present yourself, like
the way you feel inside.
Hands down, like it's very empowering.
Yeah.
And bring it back to like your vanity, quote unquote. If that's gonna bring you a sense of like these are choices I'm making to present to the world.
Yes.
I don't think that's vanity anymore. I think that's just basically empowerment. So.
Oh, now you're just like feeling the ego.
You know that word we started off when I came pandering.
Yeah.
This is the pandering part, Sean.
Okay, no, I'll give you a good flaw. So I can go like a week without cleaning anything.
Yeah.
And like, it's fine because I just think that cleaning is a waste of time.
Okay.
But then I'll have to like go, okay, Friday I went the whole week without fucking cleaning. It looks like a whole mess. Then I'll like clean shit.
I feel like you're okay. I want to go deep. Like
go deeper then.
Like these are like surface flaws.
Okay, so what's an actual flaw?
Okay, that you can be dismissive.
Oh.
That you can be insensitive. That you can be.
Yeah, no, those are definitely things that after creating a life with humans, I cannot be insensitive. I'm so like sensitive to like how people feel, or else I wouldn't have this podcast. I really genuinely care about like people. But I can say that, like, if someone's not willing to change something that I perceive to be a flaw, then I can cut them out of my life. So, like, if they're not the person that I think they should be, I'll just cut them out.
And can that,
so that could be like
debatable, you know, in the sense of like...
No, because that could be another flaw, that I think that my way is the right way. Because I've gained so much, like, knowledge from different sources that I feel like I can just show you the key to success. But if you're not willing to, like, take it, then I feel like me investing in you is a waste of time because you want to, like, stay the bad human you are. That's a bad flaw. For me to think that I'm, like, better than people because I keep doing work and, like, but people are growing at different paces. I understand that. Yeah. But I think that, like, sometimes I'm thinking of this one person, okay, who's, like, always negative. Yeah. And
I can relate to this, I think. Keep going.
And so she's, like, very pessimistic and, like, always has, like, some sarcastic remark, and I'm so close to just, like, cutting her out of my life because I don't have the time to, like, deal with her shit.
And that's an energy drainer. It's funny you mentioned that because there's this job recently that I did where we were gone for 7 weeks on the road, and the guy that I was often with, like, otherwise great dude, very very funny, very, you know, like, fine, but his comedy was it was all rooted in negativity.
Exactly, and it's just not fucking funny anymore, dude.
Yeah, get over yourself. It gets heavy. It drains the energy.
It drains the energy.
Drains the energy. Yeah.
So I just feel like sometimes I can be my way is the right way, and if you're not willing to listen to me, then leave, because, like, I'm not wrong.
Right.
Straight up. Yeah. So that's a huge flaw.
Yeah, and that must be touchy with, like, I'm assuming this is, like, a good friend of yours. Or something.
Yeah. Or else I wouldn't have stood for anything. Like, I wouldn't stand for it. But I continue to just be like, ugh.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's tough. Yeah. Because I care about her, but at the same time, I know how much of a poison she is. She's a poison.
And wait, has there been some kind of talk about, like, hey, so, you know, have you tried not being so negative?
Yeah, but I know that she has a lot of work to do, and I'm letting her do it. But it's also one reason why I'm not chilling with her a lot, because I don't have time for that. Like, but that could be perceived as a bad friend, because why am I not? Well, no, I'm not going to keep watering you if you don't choose to water your damn self.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no,
that's tough.
That's tough. That's a tough one, because, like, some people would say, like, oh, well, just stick it out and just be out, but I don't think so either.
But, like, so I guess just to, like, wrap up the open relationship, did you have any other questions?
Well, okay, so wait, so has it been open this whole time? I thought it opened, closed, opened again.
We broke up for 2 years. I had another boyfriend, and then we got back together, and now it's been 5 years that we're together. Yeah. And just since January, so I guess February, March, April, May, June, July, 7 months that we've been in an open relationship.
Right. Yeah.
And so far, we've gotten way closer in terms of, like, how we communicate, my partner and I. We communicate about everything. We're always on the same page. We're always with the same energy levels. We went through a point where we thought we were going to break up because things were going so poorly.
Oh, really?
And me bringing up the fact, like, I'm thinking about sleeping with other people. That one sentence changed everything, and it's brought us so close together.
It actually, because it was so honest.
So honest, but also because I realized that, look, only 2 things are going to happen from me mentioning this. I'm going to say I feel like sleeping with other people, and we're going to break up, or we're going to have a new journey. And that's what happened. Because there were only 2 options. It was like, this is how I'm feeling, and I'm not going to feel trapped. Yeah. So it's like I can work with you and whatever you want, but ultimately I will not stay in something if I'm not happy. I won't stay in it for you. That's not fair to you. And so we're going to have to figure something out. And if we don't figure something out, then we're going to have to break up.
So what are your ground rules, if you don't mind sharing?
There are a lot of ground rules for different, so open relationships are different for everyone. Yeah. And, like, you can't be like, oh, they're in an open relationship, so this is how they work. Because, like, every relationship is different. Yeah. But us, I think we like knowing the people that are involved, because once we know, we can kind of have, like, a settled mind. Like, oh, okay, it's that person. You know, like, we understand, like, their personality. We understand, like, kind of a little bit about them. And also, well, ground rules can be, like, anything. Yeah. You have to ask, like, a specific question. It can be anything.
Well, I'm assuming it's not open to only girls.
Oh, no.
Okay. Because if I'm just like, I'm sure there's a world where it's like,
oh, because some guys only
think that, or
some guys look at girls. For instance, Justin doesn't view me sleeping with a girl as even being in an open relationship. He's told me this from like 5 years ago. Like, oh, I don't care if ever you sleep.
Yeah, right.
And a lot of guys are like that.
I would assume most guys are like that.
Because they don't see it as threatening.
Yeah,
because there's no dick.
Ironically, I guess so. But ironically, I have heard of stories of like
women
leaving leaving the dude because she's now in love with a girl. So there's
I think it happens with bisexual women rather than like just women who want to explore.
Yeah, true.
So for me, I've always told Justin, like, you realize if I do something with a girl, I look at the girl exactly the way I look at the guy, right?
Right. So
like in the same level. Yeah. There's no like, oh, she's like,
oh, she's just a girl.
She's less valued because she's a woman.
She's
like,
just a girl.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so it's open to both. I mean, like, do you want to share like a specific story, or you don't have to share names? But...
I wouldn't share a story, but I would share a little piece of advice.
Sure.
And that would be, when you're embarking on this journey, communication is everything.
Yeah. With
your partner, but also like with yourself, and like understanding what you expect from life, because this can be really crazy waters, crazy like territory to like dive right into, because now you're open, like your whole life is open, so you're open to that much more pain, that much more pleasure, but that much more pain. And
really?
Like, oh yeah,
that much more pain.
Like you could have an experience with someone who ends up taking advantage of you, and like mentally, mental warfare, abuses you, plays with you. You could have a lot of players. You could have people who use you for sex. You could have anything, except now you're not only dealing with this single life alone. You have your partner to like bring this with, so you have support. And that's why I honestly feel like open relationships are almost the key to like a successful relationship, because now you have this freedom to be fully you, but you also have a rock, and it's an incredible feeling. It's like, wow, how could like monogamous relationships exist?
Well, I mean, I agree, but again, a lot of people think differently in the sense that like they view it as like,
dirty. Like, look, I got that a lot too. Like, oh, be safe. Like, no fucking shit. Obviously, like, I'm not one person to like go to sex parties. That I think is a little weird. But like, to each their own.
Hold on fucking second.
Sex parties?
Yeah. Let's talk about this.
We can talk about that.
You're against it?
I'm not against it as much as like it's really a turn off. I'm not against it. I think like to each, it's a cool concept. Yeah. For like people who just want to mingle and like fuck. But like for me, sitting in a room with like 20 people and like doing someone on a chair, riding someone, and having everyone watch is just uncomfortable.
Okay. Yeah. I mean.
Or even like orgies and like even like swapping partners, like these things, like they make me like physically gag because I'm like, oh no.
You are not into. It seems like you are definitely not an exhibitionist / voyeur.
Oh no.
Okay, well that's fine. It's different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, and even I remember voyeur. I remember being in Florida with Justin, and we were on the beach, and there was a couple having sex in the water, and Justin couldn't keep his eyes off the couple.
Yeah.
And I was getting pissed off. I'm like, you better look away right now. I don't like this. It's like you're watching fucking porn right in front of me, which is fine. Like I watch porn, he watches porn. Yeah. It's funny because on the porn episode I said I didn't. That has quickly changed.
Did it change after that episode?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, wait, how long? You're 25. Are you telling me you've gone 20 plus years without watching porn?
Oh no, I've always watched porn. But like, let's say you'll just like the weed thing. Like, I'll go through phases of not having watched porn in like fucking 5 years.
So that episode, you were like, oh, I forgot about that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a whole other topic as well.
But yeah, voyeur, no. What about you? You think the sex parties are cool?
Well, I've been to a couple.
Oh, and have you had had sex at?
Yeah, I mean, it depends which one. I mean, we're going way, like, what are we doing?
It's okay.
Can we do another one?
But you could tell a story.
Okay.
Of the sex party.
Okay. Well, Jesus fucking hell.
It's really hot.
I'm getting delirious. See man pass out during podcast. All right. I mean, listen, like Fiona. I mean, it's too bad that it's like you physically puke.
No, I'm not
getting it.
I said that right. No, okay.
You did.
Listen.
I mean, it depends which one. I mean, listen. I'll be straight up. I've been a participant at gangbangs.
What is a gangbang?
A gangbang, in my definition,
Yeah,
and there might be various definitions, but I think a standard one is at least 4 men for 1 woman.
Oh.
Hence, gang bang.
That's scary. So there's only...
Well,
could it be like 4 women and 1 guy?
That's called a dream scenario. And that never happens unless you're
gangbang.
Dan
Was that scary with the...
Bilzerian.
Was that scary for the girl?
No, okay. A lot of people... I understand your concern. I think a lot of people get reticent because they imagine like...
Rape?
Yeah, they imagine like a rape thing. And even in the word like gangbang, it sounds rapey. It's funny because there's this wonderful podcast. I think maybe you should. I don't know if you want to listen to it. I'm loving it. It's called Girls on Porn.
Okay.
It's these women that basically review porn and they watch and they've got like different themes. And the one I'm actually listening to these is on gangbang.
Okay. Yeah.
And they're talking about this and they're like, you know what, the word gangbang probably needs a rebranding to make it like less like. Anyway, so the woman. It's a fantasy for women, you know. And apparently, the search term gangbang and like it's more women watch gangbangs than men.
Oh wow!
I think the fantasy is like is to be like the star of the show kind of thing. You got all this attention from all these dudes, and apparently the number of orgasms is you got 4 pairs of hands, 4 dicks, you know.
And how was it?
It depends which one. Okay, I'll share a great.
Several gangbangs?
I've been to several. Yeah.
Shit.
Okay, so it's the one I like to I think the one that's the most fun story is I saw this ad on this like erotic ad site that said like gangbang de la Saint-Jean.
Oh
2
god.
summers ago. Yeah. So they were looking for men, and what it was like the email said it was like a couple like looking for guys, send a picture or whatever. I did, and I got selected. It's as if I was like auditioning for American Idol or The Voice.
Okay.
It's the gangbang. Sent my picture. I had an
Did
award
you get paid
speech.
for this?
No.
So you basically were a whore. You got paid for it. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I mean, I guess technically.
If you would have gotten paid.
Then I'd be a whore.
Yeah.
I was just a dude at a gangbang, but it's because and then they give the address and everything, and I remember it was like the Saint-Jean. So the night before I had I had drink. I was like drinking and everything, so I was kind of hungover, and it was like at noon or something. I was like, oh fuck, like do I really want? Am I really going? Yeah, I guess fuck it, I'll go. And I remember walking to the address. And I decided, I'm just gonna pack like my debit card on me or something, because I don't know, I think it was just my debit card and my keys or something, because I didn't want to like get I was afraid I'd get like robbed.
Okay, yeah.
And show up to this gangbang and it's like, hey, all right, give me all your shit. Like, oh fuck, damn it, I knew there was no gangbang.
Yeah.
God damn it, got me again. Nope, I show up and there's this really nice looking woman, like very circus type body, like she's like athletic and
okay, yeah.
and basically it was this couple and it was her fantasy, and we were 4
guys.
4 guys. We showed up and she had actually invited 8, I think. 4 choked.
And what about the dicks?
Yeah.
How was that?
Here's the thing. So a lot of guys are like put off by that, like by other dicks in the room. I'm totally fine with it. Do
you think like you're any way bisexual?
Okay, here's another story. When I was 11 years old, I was in hockey sports study in my high school. And do you see where this is going? You see where this is going.
I was out late at the library with my friend.
That makes it sound like more romantic than it was.
Okay, it was the locker room right after.
It was the changing room. I said his name, whatever.
I can edit it out.
Okay, thank you. He's like, oh man, like it'd be so cool if like, like by the way, we were like 11 years old.
Yeah.
That was the year I had started masturbating. Like I was taking baths every day and like I was like fucking crazy about it. So he's like, yeah, we could just like, we could just like do it and like just pretend or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So I was like, okay, fine. So he gave me the world's worst blowjob. That lasted 5 seconds. Not because I could. But more like I quickly realized, no. And then it was my turn. Which all I remember is that it looked like a hot dog. But I didn't want him in there.
So what happened?
I put his dick in my mouth.
No, you didn't.
I didn't, yeah. But like, I remember it was like, ha. Like, ha. 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 No. No, okay, alright. That was it. And it's funny because like when we left
I'm
that
actually
night.
crying.
When we left that night, there was like this like rumor. There was like this rumor that like around like, hey, Bill, did you
suck his dick?
suck his dick? I was like, no. Literally, I was like, no, I don't know where to hear that.
How is there a rumor though?
You know what? I actually think it must have been me. I must have like. That's the ironic thing is I must have been. Because I wasn't ashamed of it. I wasn't like, oh no, like it was more like, nah.
I tried this, guys.
Yeah, honestly, I was like, nah, not for me. But yeah, I must have like told somebody like, oh yeah, dick in my mouth, and it wasn't not for me. You know? I do remember washing my mouth so much in the shower. Like,
oh my god.
Anyway, so that's all this to say that I tried being gay. And it wasn't.
It didn't work. At least you gave it a try, right?
I gave it a try.
They say you have to suck a dick to know if it's for you or not.
Is that true? Is that what they say? It makes sense. It makes sense.
It worked in your case.
It worked in my case. Now, that being said,
would you do it again?
If I would suck a guy's dick?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I would only do it for money. If somebody paid me $1,000 to suck a dick, and the thing is, I think
$1,000. That's not very much. For right now.
For right now, it fucking pays my rent more than twice. For now.
Oh my god.
And I think, and the thing is, ironically, like because I know how I like to receive, I think I'd be good at it. I just have to like fucking get in the zone and do it. Anyway, this has been.
Wait, I have a couple questions.
Yes, go. All right, go for it.
Okay. If you were to have any superpower in the world, what would it be?
You ask this fucking question.
Yeah, well,
every podcast
answer.
All right, fine. All right. I don't know why I'm so resistant to that question.
You hate it.
You know what? Okay, can I be honest? Yes. I think because I wish you asked a deeper question.
Okay, so what the fuck?
I'm sorry.
You don't think that fucking what's the meaning of life is a deep ass question?
Wait.
So what's the fucking meaning of life?
Okay, that's okay. It's
There you go, motherfucker.
Good. I'm glad. That's my superpower. By the way, it's
but you know what?
Teleportation.
So what is it? Teleportation?
Yeah, I guess.
Why? Because you're lazy? I'm kidding.
I mean.
But it tells a lot about a person, and that's why I ask.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being
so
very
okay,
specific.
but I really want to know what you're. So it's teleportation?
The meaning of life.
Your superpower.
Honestly, I haven't put much thought into it. I do think there's something that's fun about teleportation. I like the idea. Because in my mind, it has to become somewhat realistic, And I can't just say like fucking destroying everything like lasers. Like that's not. But teleportation seems like that's an interesting thing because I don't know, like it could maybe happen.
Yeah.
Maybe not. And we in a way
just like go into a telephone booth and like. Boop.
Yeah.
But then it's like waiting in line until we teleport. But at least it saves us.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think there's something.
Wait in line for 5 hours. You might as well have just taken a plane. But I do think that we're gonna get there.
Maybe or like hologram versions of ourselves, like showing up in different rooms and shit.
That's fucking cool.
Also,
actually.
I mean, there's oh god, you know what? I think I also know the reason why I kind of like teleportation.
Why?
Because I think the little devious 13-year-old little kinky boy in me is like, oh boy, like I can just teleport and like see a girl there and then teleport to a girl's room there. And, But even more fucking teenager fantasy than that is this idea of like. It is so wrong.
What?
Like girls' changing room kind of thing. But that's so wrong.
That is so teenage.
I know. I don't know why that's in me. And it's totally like deep layered in me in my answer about teleportation. And I have no idea why.
That's interesting.
Because it's wrong.
It's not wrong. I mean, like...
It's assault.
Actually, Justin and I were talking about teleportation, and I was thinking, like, the only reason that could not happen is because it would fuck with, like, the dynamics of humanity. So, like, let's say, like... we were in a relationship and I was in a monogamous relationship and I was cheating on you. Then you're like, I want to teleport to my girlfriend. Boom. And then you teleport to us cheating. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I love that idea. Well, that's where
my mind went.
like, really?
Yeah, so fucking weird.
Well.
So yes, the superhero question shows a lot about a person.
I guess. So wait, what's yours?
I think it changes every time the person asks.
Good.
But right now, if I were to have a superpower, I was just thinking about this. I would love to have some sort of element come out of my hand. And oh my God, it would either be like a switch between fire, water, and ice. So I could have all of them.
Right now, could you bring ice? Because
I'm fucking so hot. I know.
Okay, by the way, I think I was like, some of my answers or like some of my sentences in this podcast have been like out of like in this delirious.
Because we're so hot.
Sweat lodge.
Like when you talked about sucking the dick, like
you passed out.
I started crying.
You passed out for
crying,
a second.
but you couldn't see the tears.
I know, I saw them.
No, you couldn't see them because it was mixed in with the sweat on my face because it's so fucking hot.
That's a good point.
Okay, so a second to last question.
Okay,
what? Okay, for the person who's about to give up on their dreams, what would you tell them to not give up? Because that's one of the reasons we're doing this podcast still.
Okay, mine, it might sound harsh because I've like as basically a struggling actor or a guy that wants to make it as an actor and creator and comedian and everything. It's like I've often gotten the question of like, it's, you know,
it's hard.
It's hard out there. Like, or you know, it's sweet to hear like you're very brave.
You're very
brave, you know.
Fuck off.
I like it. I mean, I'm like, I understand.
I'm like, yeah, I'm brave to follow my dreams because there's no fucking. I might as well blow my brains out right now if I'm not gonna follow my dreams.
That's my answer right there.
Okay.
Honestly, that's literally my answer. Is that to me?
There's no other
for the person that is. Okay, I'm gonna be.
I would never say that if someone's debating.
Blow your brains.
No. But I mean, like, because you know what? Like, a lot of people feel like there's no option. So it's like it's either I don't chase my dreams or I kill myself. Like that's an actual thing.
Right.
And like like when I started this fucking podcast, it's because I was really thinking about death a lot.
Is that true?
Yeah, dude.
Good.
And like talking to all these people and realizing, holy shit, nobody has anything figured out.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying I would blow my brains out, but I'm just saying there's only one option, and it's to follow your dream, no matter what, dude.
Yeah. You know, you hear all these stories about the most successful people in the world almost always finding success right after they were going to give up everything.
Exactly,
you know,
dude.
There's so many stories about that, and I think that's motivation right there.
Yeah.
I think, but again, like I think there's no other choice. And you mentioned like it's either success or death in a way, which makes a lot of sense. Now, I think a lot of work and reframing can be done in the sense of I don't believe in being unhappy. And I'm not successful yet, but it's weird. I'll get sad moments and everything, and I think that's, but I'm super happy. And I think that's a lot of work of like gratitude and reframing and just, you know, finding perspective and all that stuff. But that's all stuff you can do, and that's all interior work. So I would definitely suggest that's something you can look at. You still thinking about dicks?
No, I'm looking at the sweat on our forehead.
I'm fucking dying. Okay. Is this the first time this has happened in a podcast?
It's a really hot day today. It's like 30
Holy
plus.
hell.
Okay, we have one last question.
Yeah, okay, all right.
So it is, what is the meaning of life?
Okay, yes. All right, the meaning of life. Okay. I'd like to say it's to just do. Yeah, to just do. Because that's who you are comes from what you do. So as long as you keep doing, and even though that's in the realm of the fucking unknown and you're lost and you don't know what you're doing, as long as you keep fucking doing, you'll find the why, really. If you don't know your why, you'll get there.
What would you say your why is?
My why right now is that if I don't do the things I want to do, but again, as I'm sweating, as I try not to die in this thing, in this room.
Okay.
If I don't do the things I want to do, then I'm left with a sense of you should have done them, or why didn't you do them? So I guess that's my why. Is that profound? I don't know.
No, it's beautiful.
Yeah. What's your
well, I think the key thing that you brought up is right now. You're saying right now my why is, and I think that's beautiful. I think you have different whys for different moments. Maybe you have a core, like I want to do this. My core ever since I started the podcast, I swear to God, now I know it for the rest of my life. It will be to get people out of depression. Whatever way it might be, it's always going to be that. I know it's going to be that because when you're depressed, man, you want to die. Like, and the biggest aha moment for me was realizing, okay, we're all going to die. So I might as well live the fucking best life I can and make other people live the best life they can too, because we are all going to die, and that's super fucking sad.
Right.
So, like, straight up, as long as you, like, don't think too much about death and focus on life, that's what I want people to focus on, is the life, the abundance, before you fucking blow your brains out or live a fucking job for 50 years and then die. I don't know. That's my why. I think we should wrap it up because we're hot as fuck. And this podcast was hot as fuck.
It was a hot podcast. It was literally a hot podcast. And it's a hot...
We should plug you. Where can we find you?
On Instagram, it's William Letellier Black. So the part that people have difficulty spelling sometimes is the Letellier.
So WILLIAM.
Correct.
L.
Yep.
E.
Yep.
T.
Yep. Keep going.
E.
Yep.
L.
Yep.
L.
Yep.
I-E-R.
Yeah, there you go. Some people like do two L's and one L.
All right, we got it. Peace, podcast.